the artist Cekis has painted 3 murals in Baltimore that I know of. Everybody knows the one in Fells Point. It's beautiful, it's big, colorful, prominently displayed, but less people know about the one in Waverly. It's got trees growing in front of it. I think the trees should be cut down. I took all the video you see here, and I invited a friend to come tell us more about the production of this mural.
My name is Shawn James. I'm the owner-operator of Mural Masters Inc. You can find me online at Mural Masters Inc. During the years of 2005 to 2010, I was the director of the Baltimore Mural Program with the Baltimore Office of Promotion in the Arts. One of my many duties was to facilitate the Baltimore Mural Program and to make sure that there was murals and beautiful art throughout the communities of Baltimore City. And I had the honor to be able to work with the Waverly community and the giant supermarkets to put these murals on the side of this building. And grateful to be interviewed by a good friend and fellow compatriot, Greg Gannon. I've known for about 20 years, and we've worked together from time to time over those years. Yeah. And it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Shawn.
Yeah. One of the caveats for having the grocery store here was to have specific places for artwork to be put. So they had these little, I don't know what you call them, panels, you would say, relief panels that are on the side of the building, all around the building, yeah. But nothing was ever done about it. So I raised money through housing and community development to fund murals for this particular project. I solicited multiple organizations in the Waverly area to come together and basically put out a call for artists to submit their portfolios or something that they would like, let's see. We went through a complete review process with all the different organizations. There was some contention here or there because there's multiple organizations that kind of make up the Waverly community, but by and large it was pretty good. We selected a few artists, which was Nelson Rivas, Michael Owen. Nelson got the biggest panel. At the time, there was no trees in front of the building. So
that's important.
Yeah, so it was important. So I don't know if they were small bushes at the time, then they grew into bigger trees, or they planted the trees after the fact. I don't remember that far back. I would have to go back and look at pictures.
Yeah, they actually, when I lived down the street, bushes had grown in front of here, and these trees were here, but they were small.
Right.
And community groups got together, and they had the bushes removed because people were hiding in there.
That's what it was.
So they did that, but they never took care of the trees.
Oh, okay, so that's what it was. And let me go back. Dana Marie Hostler.
Yeah.
Is
Mighty Pigeon on Instagram.
Yeah, Mighty Pigeon on Instagram, and Gary Mullen.
Gary.
He's on the front side of it.
He's got like 2.
Yeah, he has 2.
Mike Owen has 2.
And Dana Marie Hostler, I believe, has 2 because they were smaller panels, and then the one big panel went to Nelson, so that's how we kind of divided it up. So
yeah.
The exposure was relatively the same, and the money was relatively the same between the artists as well. So, and those were the artists that were selected by the community. The artists then came up with a few designs and submitted them for the community for their approval. They put it out through the website and social media and a whole bunch of different things at that time, and had the community vote on which ones they wanted to see, and then that's what we have on the wall.
So is that how you and Bopa found Nelson?
No,
through the RFP?
It was through another RFP earlier on, I think at the farmer's market. I had talked with him before, and
did he live here?
No, he actually lived in Brooklyn, New York at the time. So he came down to Baltimore to paint. He was just looking to try to get his name out there and to get the work. And then
so Nelson's got 2 murals here in Baltimore, right?
2 big murals. I think he has a small one at the farmer's market down on 83 underpass.
Oh, in one of those columns?
I believe he has one down there as well.
That's cool. I'll have to go check that out. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But the one in Fells Point is really great because it's an older neighborhood. It shows the harbor, which Fells Point's harbor is a big part of why Baltimore is where it is. It shows all the different kinds of people who came to Fells Point. And this one, in Counterpoint, is much more of a bedroom community mural.
Right.
Did you have to talk to Nelson about that, or did he just
No,
figure that all out
he
on his
figured
own.
that all out on his own. He's a really good artist, and that's one reason why I kind of reached out to him a few times to do murals inside of Baltimore City. My aim was to really try to boost Baltimore City artists at that time, to get them paid, to showcase their work and kind of to bring the Baltimore community up. But I really like how he approached art, approached murals, his processes for execution. I just really fell in love with it. And when he did the Fells Point mural, it ended up being one of my favorite murals in Baltimore City at that time.
It's a banger. It's a real showpiece.
Yeah, and the way that it curves around is on two different walls, and it still flows. Yeah. The colors are right. It's huge on top of that, and you have this forced perspective that you got to look at it that's kind of different too.
Yeah.
And he pulls it all off. So yeah, I was absolutely amazed, and we were very lucky to be able to do that, because that particular job ended up being a little bit more expensive because we had to do a double scaffolding on it. And at first, CHAP wouldn't let us paint anything in Fells Point because it's a historic district. But it just so happens that when they put that Bank of America building up, they put a faux wall. It's almost like a stucco material. It's called Drive It. Oh. That's in front of it. That's on top of that wall. So we were allowed to paint on that wall.
Amazing.
Yeah. During that time, I was, juggling a bunch of different artists and a bunch of different mural projects at the same time, and going through the process with the community. It was really good. Like I said, I won't go into the portions of it because, like I said, there was some contention, but overall, it was well received. And I think one of the biggest worries was that once these murals would go up, that they were going to be tagged with graffiti and what have you.
Right, and they really haven't been.
They haven't been at all, and they're going on, almost 15 years old or something like that now, 20 years old by now, almost.
Yeah.
Now. And they look good. They haven't been touched. They're loved by the community.
Yeah, wow, they're like 20 years old.
Yeah, that's amazing, and they look really good still. I mean, and they haven't been touched. Everybody's been really respectful for it. We had to go through corporate, through Giant to get permission to paint on the side of the building, and they were, on top of it, and it was great. And these are the actual murals, untouched, uncleaned, unblemished.
Yeah, and they still look great. This one, I mean, the way that I can remember from when it was open, and you can see it well, that it was painted with like washes.
Yeah.
Like it looks kind of like he started with washes of brown or sepia, and then he painted the sky in as like maybe a final move. Really brilliant painting technique. Yeah. Like the brown blue is a great combination. I mean, I used to try to do that with clothes. I was like, oh, I've got a bunch of blue jeans. I'm going to buy some brown sweaters. Because I heard that was a good combination.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think one of the things I really liked about it is like he would go in with these washes and he would come back in and then he would repaint stuff in, but at that time, for me, it was one of the first times I come across a mural artist that used aerosol. So he actually went back into this painting with aerosol to do a lot of the
lines,
do the line work, and that was like one of the first times that I had met somebody who was actually doing that kind of work at that time.
And the line work is really great.
Oh yeah, it's really great.
Each of these people, even though they're not super specific, they all have a personality.
Right. They're not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of time and thought that goes into it, and I think that's one thing I really like about it because it's timeless. This mural looks like it could have been painted yesterday, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. Depends on who you're looking at inside of the painting and the portraits that you see.
Yeah, and some of the people look like it's from 100 years ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
But they're all treated the same way.
Yes. So he did a remarkable job. And I think I have a full picture of this. I don't know if you have one or not, but I can send it to you.
That would be great.
Yeah, I can send you a full picture of it when it was brand new and the trees weren't in the way. And I don't think they're going to cut down trees, but it'd be interesting to look into and maybe talk to Giant Corporate and see what they can do, because it's a shame that it's been covered up that way.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I just painted a sign working with Waverly Main Streets.
Okay.
And they have a kind of a relationship with the Giant manager, the manager of this location. And so we are going to talk to them about the trees.
Oh, that'd be great, because I think they were one of the lead organizations when we first did this project with Giant too.
Yeah, for sure.
And really helped move things along.
Huge company, one of the biggest employers in Maryland. Biggest non-government employers in Maryland.
Yeah, I just found that out recently. I did not know that, but it makes sense. Well, I hope that we can do something about the trees, and I should reach out to Nelson again and see what he's up to. Maybe I can put him in touch with you.
Yeah, because I'm totally going to tag him, and I guess the other artists.
Yeah.
In this post on YouTube.
Right.
And I'd love him to know that how much I appreciate it. I mean, I live down the street. I saw it every day, and I loved it. I loved seeing it every day.
Well, I live right down the street, right across from the lake on 32nd Street, so I would drive through here all the time. So that was another great thing about seeing some of the murals that are around here. You know, they're basically in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Michael Owen would appreciate it. He just moved out of Baltimore. So,
Yeah.
No, that's